Today we are going to start with the FICO to MM integration. So when we was discussing accounts payable, so where how to raise a direct invoice to vendors or direct payments to vendors, all those we have seen, no? So now the integration, how the accounts payable module will integrate to material management module, we'll see today. So there is a process. See, this is the FI to MM integration. Okay, instead of FI2, we can make it as FICO. FICO module will integrate to material management module. So as we discussed in the initial classes, so in SAP, each and every module will have each organization structure. So however, we have for FICO, for FI we have in top we will be having company, under company we will be having company code like that, no? So in controlling organization structure, we have like in top we'll be having controlling area, under profit centers, under cost centers will be there. So for the material management, this is the organization structure. In top company code will be common, right? In every module, SD, MMP, PQM, every module, whatever the finance module they are creating company code, that they will be including in their organization structure. Right, in top we'll be having company code, under company code we'll be having plant, under plant we'll have a storage locations, and the storage locations we will be having a purchase organization. So the purchase organization, it will come under plants actually, under company code, right? So under company code we'll be having purchase organization, under purchase organization plants, under plant we'll be having storage location. So what is this purchase organization? Purchase organization, it is an independent organizational unit, so is equals to company code. So however we are maintaining in finance all the transactions under company code level, similar way for the material management module they will be having a purchase organization. Under purchase organization there will be a plans. So plans means, for example, any one company, for example branches, so we are maintaining all profit centers, no? In controlling area, however we are maintaining the profit center. Similar way, material management module, they will not be using any profit center, they will be using a plans. Okay, under plans we will be having storage locations. For example, any profit center like no, we'll take an example of IBM. So under IBM we'll be having branches, no? Hyderabad branch, Bangalore, and then Delhi, like that they will be having. So under Hyderabad, what and all, if they're maintaining any materials, right? Any materials related to production, under which storage location? Under Hyderabad, there will be again raw material or SFG material, semi-finished products or finished products or any quality rejections. All these they will be creating as a storage locations. See, whenever I purchase any material, if it is raw material, in the sense, I will be keeping as raw material storage location. If it is SFG, semi-finished product, in the sense, I will be keeping somewhere else. So that is also one type of storage location. If it is FG, I have made the product manufacturing, in the sense, I will keep that as a separate place. So that we will call it as a finished product storage location. So like that, when the material management consultant, he will be deciding their organization structure. So based on the client requirement, they will be creating purchase organization, they will be creating plan, they will be creating a storage locations. So these and all, as a FICO consultant, we no need to do anything. So for your knowledge, I'm explaining all this. Okay. So once we have finished this material management organization structure, we'll come to the process. Normally, how this material management module and FICO module will integrate. See, how this process, where this process will be started, in the sense, material requisition. In a company or in an organization, so whenever I need to purchase any material, like we'll take any example. Okay, for a company, we need to buy a laptops, right? Who will get to know they want the laptop. As a finance, any executives are there, something their system's not working in that sense. What they will do, they will request that to a HOD, which is head of department. He will raise one purchase request, material requisition. Laptop also kind of material in SAP, right? So whenever they want to have a material laptop, they will raise a purchase request. So, right, purchase request will be raised by the material required person. There will be a admin department, there will be a production department, there will be a sales department. Whomever wants to have a material, whomever wants to purchase the material, they will be raising one purchase request. Okay. So once they have raised the purchase request, where the purchase request will be raised in SAP, we have a transaction code called ME51N. Whomever wants to have a material, they will be raising a purchase request. Once they have raised the purchase request, automatically it will go for the approvals. Purchase request will go for approvals. So based on the approvals, system will generate a releases. So maybe there will be a number of approvals. So once we have raised any requested department, once they have raised the purchase request, it will come to a material management department automatically. The material management department, what they will do is they will convert the purchase request into a purchase order in transaction code ME21N. Okay. So once they have converted, so what and all it will be included in the sense, in a purchase order, it will consist the list of items with the price. So there will be vendor number, vendor name, order number, material list, price, GST, etc. There will be a lot of details what and all it's required. We'll see when we are raising a purchase order. So purchase request they will convert to a purchase order. Then purchase order it will go for the approvals. So material management department they can maintain the levels. So how many levels of approvals they want, that many levels they will be maintaining. So once it got approved from the material management department or management, it will go for the inbound delivery, which is gate entry. See, we have raised the purchase order. Once we have raised a purchase order, that we will give it to our vendors. Once we have given that to our vendors, vendor will send the goods to our plant. So when we receive the goods, so in the gate itself, when the goods it is coming inside of the plant, in the gate itself, they will enter a gate entry that we call it as inbound delivery. Okay. So once the gate entry it is done, then good receipt will be happen, which is stores department. They will keep the stock into particular storage location. So at the time of good receipt, there will be two documents. One it will generate for material management and one more it will generate for finance also. Till good receipt, PO, purchase request, inbound delivery, there will be no financial implications in this all process. When we are doing the good receipt, here finance integration will be happen. So how this finance integration will happen, we'll see in the configuration. So this is the end user process, no? So when the finance document it is generating, it will generate like material accounts will be debit, which is our inventory, to GRIR account will be credit. GRIR means goods receipt, GR means good receipt, IR means invoice receipt. Okay. Then against GRN, finance department, they will be raising invoice. So normally we are raising direct invoice no, in FB60. Similar way, we have one more transaction code, which is MIRO. Here, integration invoices will be raised by the finance department. So here also two documents will be generated, one for material management and second one for finance. So the finance document will be generated like here GRIR account it got credited at the time of GRN. At the time of invoice, GRIR account will be debited with the same value, and then here it will go for the two vendors. So finally what will happen, this GRIR account and this GRIR account 1000 rupees, it will nullify. So here GRIR account, it got credited 1000 rupees. It got here, it got debited 1000 rupees. It will nullify. It will become as 0 rupees. Final entry, it will come as material account will be debit and vendor accounts will be credit. Okay. Then payment. So against invoice, we will be doing payment, normal payment, which is F-53. So at the time of payment, vendors will be debit and bank accounts will be credit. Okay. So this is the basic process of integration between FICO to MM modules. Now to do this, all this process, we have to complete few configuration steps in material management module and few configuration steps in finance module. Then only we can do. So as initially, let us do material management configuration steps. These material management configuration steps in the real time, when we are implementing any project, we no need to do all these configuration steps. So this is material management consultant work he will be doing. But now in SAP, if we want to do all these testings in the essence, we have to do ourselves, right? So I'll show you how I'm doing also. Okay. So as a finance consultant, we have one configuration steps, which is assign GL accounts to a business transactions. So these GL accounts we will be assigning in a final stage. That's it. That is what our FICO consultant. These and all material management consultant only will do. So for your knowledge, let me do all these configurations in front of you only. Okay. So the first configuration step is define an organization structure and material management module, which is define plants. So let me open SAP, go to SPRO, IMG. So go to enterprise structure, definitions, logistics, general. So here define, copy and delete a check plants. So this is the define plants. Execute it. Here I'll take new entries. Our plant will give Inanss 1. Okay, this is will maintain head office, right? And then here country code is India, city code. Okay, I'll just ignore it. There is nothing. Then this is factory calendar. We'll give it as India. Okay. So when I'm creating plant, here it is saying there is no country key also. Okay, I'll just remove it. Right. Then click on save. So when I'm click on save system, it will ask all the address and all. So this and all, it's mandatory. So I'll just give a mandatory fields and continue. Now click on save. Right. So we have created the plans. Once we have created the plant, the next configuration step is, so I'll just maintain the transaction code. I'll try to bring. So when you are doing configurations, that will be easy to identify. So OX14 is the transaction code. OX. Okay. Then storage locations. So here under material management, storage locations are there. This transaction code OX09. Let me execute it. So under plant only we will be creating a storage location. So our plant we have created Inanss1 and then click on execute. So here new entries. So storage locations I'll create CS01 central storage location, RM01 raw materials, central store, RM raw material store, and then SF01 SFG store, SFG means semi-finished product. SFG store, then FG store, FG01, which is FG store, finished goods store. Okay, then give enter, click on save. These many storage locations will be having. Now go back. So storage locations also we have created. Then purchase organizations OX08. Execute new entries. So purchase organizations also will take it as INS1. Right, our purchase organization is Inanss Consultancy. Click on save. Right, so we have created the organization structure. Now assignments we have to do. Now go back one step back. Now we'll go to assignments. Logistics general. Assign plant to company code. So this is OX18. OX1. Execute. New entries. So our company code is INS1. Our plant also INS1. Now click on save. So we have assigned it. Go back. Then material management. Assign purchase organizations to company code OX01. OX01. Execute. So INS1 is purchase organization. Our company code also INS1. Right? Then click on save. Now go back. Then purchase organizations to plant, that is OX17. Execute it. New entries or purchase organization INS1. Plant is INS1. Click on save. Right? Then go back. Okay. Then define material groups. So where is it? So now we'll go to material management configurations. And, under purchasing. Okay, plant parameters will do it. So this is the path. Execute it. So here new entries. So we'll just copy these plant parameters. So we'll select this 001, which is SAP standard, and copy into INS1, because all these options are mandatory. So we'll copy from SAP standard to our own plant. Enter and then save. So this transaction code, I hope it is 159L. Okay, so we don't have a transaction code for this here. So you just know this path. Under material management, inventory management, define plant parameters. Right? Okay, remaining all this are okay. So we have one more transaction code OMS2, which is define material types. So this transaction code is OMS2. So I'll just see here, SAP standard material types will be there, which is like raw material, ROH, SAP standard material type for raw material they have given as ROH. Now we'll select this material type and double click on quantity and value updation. So here for our plant we have to enable quantity update and value update. That means when we are purchasing any materials against this plant, so there should be a quantity and there should be value update. These two we have to select, then only that quantity and values will be updated. So click on save. Right, then go back. So we'll go for SFG also, which is, I hope, HALP. Okay, semi-finished product material type is HALP, HALB. Select this and do the same thing for the Inanss one. Click on save. So three material types will take, which is raw material, semi-finished product, and finished product. And for finished FERT, FERT is the finished product SAP standard material type. So select it, double click on it, so enable the quantity update and value update. Click on save. So three material types we have to enable the quantity update and value updates. Right. So I don't remember the path. We have few more configuration steps which mandatorily need to be done. Let me check. So we'll go to logistics general. Under this material master. Okay, let us check in logistics execution. Okay, so no worries. What we will do? We will start the testing. So whenever we are getting a configuration issues, we'll see. Okay, so these are all material management configuration steps. You no need to worry on it and all. So these are all material management consultant will take care. Now, before we are doing this FI integration, we have to do the material ledger activation. See, in earlier ECC system, the material ledger was there, but that was optional. If we want, we can enable, and if we don't want, we can disable it. But now in SAP S4 HANA, the material ledger, it became as a mandatory step to do the integration between FI to MM. Right? What is the use of this material ledger in essence? With the use of material ledger, the material valuation can be tracked. Right, that price controls and all. Whenever I'm purchasing any material, every time, so maybe for this time I'll be purchasing for 10 rupees, next time I'll be purchasing for 20 rupees. All this process and all, every time whatever the issues, receipts, all it's happening against each material, so we can track the material price analysis through material ledger. This is only for the, again, reporting purpose. As we see in our content, so in the controlling module, I have maintained one more topic, which is material ledger. So controlling module for what purpose? Controlling module, it is fully for reporting purpose, right? So in the material ledger, what kinds of report we can take in a sense? Material related reports. That means material price analysis reports we can have with the help of material ledger topic. So now let us enable that. So we'll go to controlling module. So under controlling, we have product cost controlling. Under this, cost of actual costing and material ledger. Right here, assign currency types to define material ledger type. Okay, so here I have maintained already. Assign material ledger type to valuation area. Wait. And this first one, assign currency type. Okay, I hope this we no need to do. So first step is assign material ledger type to valuation area. So which is our See, valuation area plants all are equal. That means valuation area means is a plants. So plants is the valuation areas. Okay, here we'll take new entries. So our valuation area, which is our plant, is INS1, and then our material ledger type. SAP standard 9,000 will be there. We'll take it as 9,000 rupees, and then see status it become as a green color. Okay, save it. That's it. So we have assigned our material ledger type to our plant, and then activate material ledger for valuation area. For our plant we have to activate it. So activate check material ledger settings. Activate material ledger. Right. So here price determination will be there. You by default take it as transaction based. That means based on the transactions we have to have the price determination values. So we'll take it as 2 and activate it. So this is the tick mark. Once you have activated, you have to select this material ledger activation and then click on save. Okay, right. So this is one configuration step. And then, so once we have activated the material ledger, we have to make it as productive. So in this transaction code here I have given, this is end user transaction code. So here the path is accounting, controlling, and product cost controlling, material ledger. Here we have a transaction code, protect product material ledger, like that we'll be having. Okay, so this is the transaction code. Set valuation areas as a protected. So in this transaction code, what we have to do, we have to give our plant, and then with the test run we will execute. If we have any error system, it will show. Start immediately, check and confirm. So by default to printer, you can take it as LP01 and then click on continue. Okay. In test run it is done. Now we'll remove the test run and execute it. So remove the background process also. In the front end itself we can take it all the list. Okay, there is an error message which is company code INS1 is not set up into material management. One configuration which is we have not done, maintain company codes for material management. Okay, here we have a proceed. Let us proceed it. What is OMSY is the transaction code for this. OMSY, we will do this now. /n OMSY will go. Okay. So here for our company code, which is INS1, we have to maintain the physical year process. Okay. INS1. So here physical year is 2022, and the which period we are in? We are in second period, which is May, right? So see, normally in OB52 transaction code, however, I have explained to open a physical year, and the month every month end we have to open. No, similar way in the material management also we have to open every month end. We have to open the transactions, transactional periods. So now wherever we are in 2022 second period, which is May month. In the next month we have to open the period. So that is material management department. They will be doing it. Okay. So in OMSY transaction code, under which physical year and which period we are in, that we have to, the material management consultant, he will define. Now click on save. Okay, this configuration step we have done. Now let me once again execute this. Remove background processor, test run and execute. Okay, so now it is executed. There is no errors. So that means our valuation area, which is planned, we made it as a protective, right? So we have done these three configuration steps. We have activated the material ledger, And here few more few configurations we have done, few more we have not done. We will see when we are getting an error message. And then now FI configuration steps need to be done. So material ledger, this is CO. Under controlling module we have done. Now FI module we have to do the configuration. In FI module, what the configuration we need to be done in this? We have to create the general ledger masters, and then we will assign that to in a transaction code. That's it. So we'll create a GL accounts FS00. Our inventory GL need to be created. So inventory means under where it will come? It will come under assets. So I'll copy this, or else I'll take new entries. So inventory raw materials will give a GL code 200060. So this is a balance sheet item under current assets, raw material. Okay. Now go to create a control data. So here short key will give 001. Nothing else it's required. Go to create bank and interest. Here for the materials we have G0066 field status group. Enter. And here one more option we have to select, which is post automatically. Post automatically in a sense, manually we should not post any transactions in this GL. It should come through material management module only. All the financial transactions it should come through material management module. So we need to select this post automatically option and then click on save. So we have created an inventory GL. Now we'll open under liability GRIR account. We have to create, no? So as per our scenario, material accounts we have created as raw material. Now GRIR account we have to assign. So GRIR account, which is the clearing account, all clearing accounts we will be creating under liabilities only. So I'll create the GL number 100060 only will take under balance sheet liabilities. This is GRIR clearing. Account. You go to control data. So here again short key will give 001. So for the GRIR account we have to enable the tax also. Click on star, select post without tax also. Go to create bank and interest. Here for GRIR account we can use somewhere clearing accounts will be there. Okay, I'll give as a general, we'll see G001. Give enter and then post. Okay, so this two GL accounts we have to create. Now where we will be assigning these GL accounts, in the sense we have a transaction code called OBYC, most important transaction code that is already there here. OBYC. In OBYC transaction code we will be assigning this GL accounts. See, in OBYC transaction code we will be having all these business transactions. Okay, these are all business transactions. In this transactions inventory GLs we will be not using all these transactions. As per business requirement we will be using 3 to 4, that's it. Okay, so the inventory GLs we will be assigning in BSX transaction. This inventory GLs we will be assigning under BSX transaction. Okay, and then this GRIR GL account will be assigning under WRX transaction. Okay, if I scroll down here, WRX transaction is there, GRIR clear. So now double click on this WRX and it will ask the chart of account. We'll give our chart of account and continue. When we click on continue, how we are going to give this GL account? like based on valuation class. What is the valuation class? Valuation class, it is a intermediary like in between material to valuation class. See, when we are creating our material masters, we will be maintaining our valuation class in the material master, and for that valuation class only we will be assigning GL account here. So so we know without valuation class only let us maintain now. We will see later on how the valuation class will work. So click on posting keys, save, posting keys, once again save, go to accounts. We'll select here our WRXGL, copy and paste it here, right? Then click on save. Okay, we have assigned the GRIR clearing account to WRX transaction. Go back. Now we'll go to BSX. Double click on this BSX. Go to posting key. Click on save. Go back. Give the inventory GL account. Click on search, which is our raw material. Okay. Enter and post. Save. That's it. So this is only the one configuration step where material finance consultant has to do. See, this controlling material ledger activation and this GL assignment only our work. Remaining all this is not our work. Material management consultant he will be doing. Now let us do the testing. Okay. So let us do the testing. When and all we are getting error messages, we will see. So testing already here it is there, no? Let us maintain. The first step is to create material master. Okay. So we'll go to MM01. The transaction code is to create material master is MM01. To change MM02 to display MM03. So MM02 will go, give enter. So here, so this mechanical engineering will select, which is industry sector. And then here raw material, which is material type. Now give enter. See, when we are creating material master, industry sector and material types mandatorily we have to select. Once we have selected those, here the data will be there, which is material tabs. These and all tabs. We'll select basic data and then purchasing. Forecasting will select, and then general data, general plant storage location, and then accounting 1 and accounting 2. That's it. Now click on continue. So here when we are selected all these data, then we'll select the plant, which is our plant INS1, and our storage location. These many storage locations we have now. We'll select as RM01. RM01 and continue. Okay. So the material code it is generated as 01, which is internal number, and then the description will maintain raw material. Unit of measurement, that is whether it is how we will be calculating this material, kgs wise or meters wise, how we will be calculating. We'll maintain each number wise, and then this is material groups. This is SAP standard material groups. We'll select it 01. Right. So I'm filling all the mandatory fields only. See, the material master creation, it is a lengthy process where these many tabs will be there, and each tab will integrate with each module. Right. When we are enabling this sales organization 1 and 2, this material will integrate to sales and distribution module. Right. And then when we are enabling this MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs, these tabs will be integrated to production planning module. Okay. And then when you enable this warehouse management, that is one more module, which is warehouse management. It will integrate to warehouse management module. This accounting 1 and accounting 2 will integrate to FICO module. FI module accounting 1 and 2, and costing 1, costing 2 will integrate to CO module. And then quality management, again it will integrate to quality management module. So like that, each tab will integrate with each module. Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm enabling basic data and then general data for in a company code. and then accounting tabs. That's it. Nothing else we are going to enable, right? In basic data tab, we have enabled each, so which is unit of measurement and then material group. Now give enter, and this is basic data 2 tab. So here nothing is mandatory. Now directly I will go to purchasing tab. So which is MM integration again. So here nothing mandatory fields are there. Again, next we will go to directly we'll go to plant data and storage location data. So here anything is mandatory? Nothing. Okay, nothing is mandatory. We'll go to plant storage location 2. Here also nothing is mandatory. Now we will go to directly accounting tab. See here is the accounting tab, which is here mandatorily we have to maintain, which is valuation class. So why this valuation class is important in the sense, this valuation class against only we will be assigning GL accounts in OBYC transaction code. The integration, how it is happening? Through valuation class only. Okay. So let us search it. So these are all valuation classes SAP standard by default it is there. So for raw material we will select 3000, 3000, select it. And then here one more thing you can analyze, which is material ledger activated ML, material ledger activated. How it got activated automatically? We have activated in configuration step itself. Then give enter. See here, this is most important, which is price control V and S. SAP standard. There will be S and V. V means moving average price. S means standard price. Standard price in the sense we will be maintaining for FG and SFG materials where in-house production. We are purchasing raw material. If we are doing manufacturing in-house in the sense, we will be selecting standard price. If we are purchasing any material from outside in the sense, we will be selecting by default moving average price. Okay. So this is raw material where we will be purchasing from outside. So I have selected as V. If I want to select the price here in the sense per unit price, I can enter here, or else whenever I purchase this material through purchase order, system automatically it will update in the material master. So now I'm not giving any price here. We will see when we are purchasing this material, automatically system will update. That time we can analyze this material price analysis report also. Now give enter. So it will give a warning message. I'll ignore it and then click on save. That's it. The material is created. Material 1 is created. The first testing step. Okay, our process, we have created a material master. Now let us try to create a purchase request. Okay, so ME51N, ME51N. So here, just a moment, here one option I have to enable. Okay, so this is SAP standard purchase request document type, which is NB. Okay, select it and then come to item data. So here we have to mention which material we are going to purchase. So let us select our material master. So only one material it is there here. So I'll select our material master. So quantity 10 quantity, and then plant is Inanss 1, storage location RM01. Give enter. So purchase group. Okay, so we would have missed out this purchase group, I hope. Okay, let me select 001, which is SAP standard. Okay, so the price, what price we are going to purchase this material. So I'll give each quantity will be 120 rupees. So 10 quantity it will come as 1200 rupees, right? Then give enter. So before we are saving this purchase request, we can check whether it is there any error or not. So check. So there is no any errors. So there is a warning message that we can ignore it. Now let me save this purchase request. So we have created a purchase request with this number, right? This is our purchase request number. I'll just paste it in our books, right? Then this purchase request, who will raise this purchase request? Purchase request will be raised by the production planning department or whomever wants to have this material. So they will be raising this purchase request. Once this purchase request is raised, automatically it will be open purchase request in a material management department. So every day what the material management department they will see /n ME2N1 transaction code is there, which is report. Okay. I hope ME5N /n ME5N. Okay. ME2A. Okay. ME5A is the transaction code. List of purchase request. So here what they will see, daily they will open this report and they will check what are all the open purchase requests are there. Okay, so I'll just give our plant, which is Inanss1, and then execute. See, this is our purchase request which we have raised. So whenever they come to know that open purchase request is there, in the sense they will convert this purchase request into a purchase order, right? I'll go to one more screen. So now let us try to create a purchase order. ME21N. So here, so this also SAP standard document type, which is a standard PO NB, right? And then here in item overview, see there are three levels of data, which is header data, item overview, and then item data. So three are important. I'll show you one by one. So before creating the purchase, in the purchase request, what details we have mentioned, which material we want, how much quantity we want. That's it. When we come to purchase order, so in the purchase order, when they're converting from purchase request to purchase order, they will mention that from which vendor they are going to purchase. Right. In addition to the purchase request, here the vendor also material management department, they will add here. So before we are raising this purchase order, we will extend our vendor, or else we'll create one more vendor master whom we want to purchase this material. So where we can create the material master, where we can create the BP. So in a BP transaction code itself, right? I'll create one organization. So here our group, as per our test, we have domestic vendor and import vendor. We'll choose domestic vendor, and this is Z series vendor master. So earlier when we was testing as a finance vendor, we have added general data, company code data. Now whenever we want to integrate with the material management department, we have to add purchasing data also. That is why we are creating one more vendor. Okay, I'll select here a company. So this is something I'll maintain IBM, and the country is India. Right. Give enter, then language is English. Go to company code data. So here our company code is Inanss1. So the reconciliation account. So we have sundry creditors. Select it. Now go to purchasing data. So here we have to extend this vendor master into our purchase organization. So our purchase organization is Inanss1, Inanss Consultancy. Select it, give enter, and then here order currency. Order currency is INR. Order currency in the sense purchase order currency. Right, that is one thing we have to select. And this is one more important option, which is GR based invoice verification. See, when we come to purchase integration, there will be various scenarios. Like first invoice will be raised, then GRN will be raised. Then that is one type of scenario, and then GRN based invoices. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Let me open Excel. Right. See, this is my PO. This is my GRN, good receipt, and this is my invoice. So here in purchase order, I'll be maintaining 1000 quantity, and at the time of first delivery they will deliver as 100 quantity. When I'm raising my invoice, I have to raise based on GRN. I should not raise the invoice for purchase quantity. So this 1,000 rupees, 1,000, it will come around 1 lakh rupees. This 100 quantity, it will come as 10,000 rupees. So whatever the quantity they have delivered, on this delivered quantity only, I have to raise this invoice, which is 10,000 rupees. If I'm raising based on PO, it will come as 1 lakh rupees, right? So GR based invoice in the sense, GR and whatever quantity we have done, for that only we have to do the invoice. That is the enablement where we are enabling in business partner, GR based invoice verification. And then still scroll down. So then schema group. So I hope this is, we'll take it as SAP standard schema group so that we don't need to enter anything, and then click on save. Right. So we have created second vendor master, which is 20001. I will go to company code data. So same number it got generated. Now I'll select this vendor in my purchase order. So this is a purchase order screen, right? I'll go to item overview. In item overview, there will be a field where we can enter our purchase request. Right. If you right scroll it, see here, there is a purchase request number. So whatever the purchase request we have already raised, that we can copy and paste it here. So I'll paste this. So this is our purchase request number. Give enter. Once I give enter, the material in the purchase request, whatever details we have already maintained, all it will come automatic by default into purchase order. So in addition to all these details, we have to add our purchase organization, which is INS1. Give enter, and then our vendor master. So search. Let's select here our vendor, which is IBM. Give enter. So now, so in the purchase request, whatever price we have maintained that it is not converting, we have to enter once again here. Maybe in a purchase request, whenever we are recruiting the material, he will enter some expected price like 120 rupees. When I'm discussing with my vendor, he may will say that so I can able to give you for 150 rupees only. So the price discussions and all, material management only they will be discussing with the directly to vendors. The purchase request person, he will not know that exact price and exact vendors and all. So they will just raise a purchase request. I need this material. That's it. So once they have raised a request, material management department, what they will see in a purchase request, what material they want and from where I can buy, all this analysis. They will get some quotations from various vendors. All those vendors, they will see some comparisons. So after comparisons, they will select any one vendor and one price. So that price only we have to enter here. So now I'll enter here 150 rupees. So it came around 1500. So now similarly, however, we have checked in a purchase request, is there any errors or not? Similarly, we can check for purchase order also. There is no errors. So close it and click on post, the save. Right. So we have created a purchase order also. So I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it into our class notes. Right. So once we have created a purchase order, so let me display this purchase order. Here open one option will be there. If I want to open this purchase order, in essence, click on it. So this is our purchase order number. See, if I want to do the inbound delivery, which is the next step, inbound delivery, gate entry, and then release. See, if we have any release strategy, in essence, in header data here, release strategy like that one heading it will come. This is demo server. No, there is no release process. Release process we have actually configured, so that material management they will be configuring. Once they have configured, here it will be shown as release strategy. So there we can release it. So we are skipping this release step, and then inbound delivery. Inbound delivery we have to enable. Then only we can do this inbound delivery. So where we can enable, in the sense, in item details. In item details here, confirmations one tab will be there. So here confirmation control. If I enable this into a inbound delivery, then only I can do this inbound delivery. If I'm not enabling this one, in essence, directly I can go to good receipt. So now let us skip these two steps, which is release and inbound delivery. Let us do the good receipt. Okay. So rarely you will be doing all this releasing and inbound delivery. That will be inbound delivery. It's not mandatory step. If maybe client requires, we have to enable it. Right. So now let us do the good receipt. So the good receipt transaction code is slash MIGO. Daily you will be using the goods movements, all the goods movements, good receipt, goods issue, goods transfer, stock transfer, whatever you want to do, the goods movements, all the goods movements will be happen in this transaction code, which is MIGO. Okay. So I'll give enter. So here it's not coming. Okay, I see it was searching. So I'll go to MIGO. So here, see these many movements we can do, like which is good receipt, return delivery, cancellation, goods issue to production place. So okay, now we are doing good receipt. Select good receipt against purchase order. Against purchase order, we are doing good receipt. So we'll paste our purchase order number here and then give enter. Okay. Now we are getting an error message. Maybe some tolerance we would have missed out. Let us do this configuration step. So I'll go to slash. Okay. So here parameters for invoice verification. That is this I'm directly doing in SM30 transaction code. So I'll go to SM30, copy this SAP standard company code into our company code, which is INS1. Okay, let me tell you what I'm doing, then only you can able to do in your system. See, this is the error message, what we are getting. So what this error message it is saying, table in the sense, SC16 transaction code we have already seen, no? AC docker table, we have all those. Similarly, for the material management, one of the configuration step we have missed out in this table, which is T169P. In this table, this company code doesn't, it is not there. That means we have not added. So I'm not going to do the configuration step. Instead of going to path and all, I don't know the path actually exactly where I have to go in SPRO, because this is material management process, right? Instead of going to the configuration step, directly I'm copying this table, copy the table, and we have a transaction code called SM30, right? Slash in SM30, where directly you can enter the data into table level. So I'll paste this table and click on maintain. So directly I can enter the data into table level itself. Okay. Instead of going to SPRO screen, directly I'm adding the data into table level in SM30 transaction code. Okay. So this we have done now. I'll go back. Right. So I'll go back and come in slash and MIGO. Give our purchase order and give enter. See, once I have given my purchase order, all the details, whatever it is we have maintained in our purchase order, all it will be coming by default, right? So here we have to check document date, posting date, all in vendor master, whatever vendor we have selected in PO, all it will come. Okay. And then now come to material. Material also it will come from from the purchase order quantity where. So here is the important thing is movement type. Okay. I'll maintain here movement type. most and most important. Number one is 101 goods receipt. 101, see, material related all the movements. If you want to issue the goods, if you want to get the goods from vendor, all it will happen here only in this same transaction code. In the same transaction code, if I want to issue the goods, in the sense, if I want to issue the goods into a production place, in the sense, the movement type it will come as consumption against 261. It will come consumption against production orders. Okay, consumption into order from warehouse. Like that, each movement type will be each material movements. Okay, so all these movement types are not mandatorily to learn. So few important, which is cancellation 1 or 2, which is reversal of goods receipt. Reversal and 261 goods issue to production order. 561 goods receipt. Others 501 SAP. This is with price. This is without price, right? So this is a few movement types which is mandatory, and then 601 goods issue to customer, right? So this is few important movement types. Maybe whenever you are practicing, you just check all these movement types are important. Okay. Now 101 by default it is coming. So which is good receipt. Okay. And then plant and storage location, all it came by default. I will go to purchase order data, purchase order number, and partner, which is our vendor, warranty details, everything it came. Now everything, once we have checked all this data, we have to select item OK option. Once we have selected it, then we can click on check. Okay. See, this is whatever the fields we have entered till now, these are all the mandatory fields which we need to fill. So this is more fields actually. These gate entry details, it won't be displayed in your system. Okay, but here as per the client requirement, we have added one more tab, which is gate entry details. This is mandatory. Okay, let me fill this. Yes, test. Right now, let me check. Now document is okay. Like let us post it. Okay, in finance, we have missed out the number ranges. Okay, let me do that. /NFBN1. Our company code is INS1. Intervals. Add it, which is 50 2022. We are in 7, no 8 LL. Now save. Okay, close it. Let me check once again. Post it. Okay, we have done the goods receipt. I'll copy this goods movement document and I'll paste it here. As per this example, two documents will be generated, one for material management and second one for finance, right? Yesterday we have assigned this GL accounts, material account in OBYC, GRIR account, all this we have assigned, no? Let us see that. So how this document it got generated. Now go to display. Enter. So this is the material management document. Okay. So whatever we are seeing now with the quantity, material, all this is material management document. Now we'll go to document information and click on FI document, finance document. Here finance document will be generated. Double click on the accounting document. So as we taken the example, inventory, which is raw material account is debited and GRIR clearing account is credited. Correct? The finance entry, material account is debit and GRIR account is credit. Okay. So two documents it is generated. And then one more, which is additionally we have as per SAP S4 HANA standards, the material ledger is mandatory that we have activated. So material price controls, how it will work as we discussed yesterday, that I have just maintained in the class note also. So you can see, you can refer it. So now let us see this material ledger report. Double click on this material ledger report. Whenever the goods movement values it is updated, that it is added into our material ledger report. Maybe like this, I may will purchase 100 times. 100 times, 100 line items it will be displayed, and finally what is our moving average price, it will show here. So that is the use of this material ledger updation. Okay. So two documents it is generated. Now the next step is to do the invoice. So who will do this invoice? Miro. Invoice will be raised by the finance department. Let us do this now. The transaction code is MIRO /NMIRO. So here, okay, we'll do against purchase order only. So the invoice verification date is invoice date. Whatever the invoice we will receive from the vendor master, in that invoice there will be a date. The date only we have to mention here. So I'll maintain just 15/05/2022. So I got so they have raised on 15th, but now in our SAP system I'm raising on 19th. Okay, the bill number I'll maintain 1202, and then here our purchase order number we have to paste it. I'll copy the purchase order number from here. When we are doing this invoice, we can do against GR and we can do against purchase order, all this. Against purchase order in the sense this first option, against GRN in the sense second option, which is delivery note. Now I'm doing against purchase order because we have done full quantity, no? Then give enter. Okay, again here the number ranges, I'll just add it. So this is 51/2022. Here I'll add 90. Go back and once again give enter. Okay, so all details by default it will come here. So here the tax code is mandatory. So when we are doing, if we don't have tax in the sense, we have to select 0%, or if we have in the sense, we have to select this 6% or 9%. Okay, so now I'll select I2, which is 6%, and then here click on calculate tax. So due date we have to enter. So if we don't have the date in the sense, maybe payment terms it will be there. I'll select immediately payment due. Okay, and then calculate tax. So this is header level and this is line item level. Line item level also we have to select, and header level also we have to select the tax code. So now including tax, the total amount it came around 1680 rupees. 1680 rupees. I just enter here. Now click on simulate. So once we have entered all the details, click on simulate for the preview. So we have error message. Okay. So earlier, however, we have done in SM30. Similar way, let me do one more configuration step, which is getting error here. So I'll go to SM30. Okay, here we'll copy the SAP standard company code and we'll paste it into our company code INS1. So I'll maintain I0. Then click on save. Go back. Now let me do once again. Simulate it. Okay, this error maybe still it is showing. We'll come back and do once again slash and MIRO. The same details. Right. So now this is the finance document. IBM it is getting credited, which is our vendor, and then GRIR account it is getting debited, which is 1500 rupees. So tax it is calculating 19 rupees, 90 rupees. So now click on post. That's it. So we have done. Now once again I'll just display it. So this is our invoice verification number. I'll paste it in a MIRO. So this is the material management document again. So here all the whatever details we have entered, all this material management document, the finance document, it will be there, flow on documents. So this is the finance document. Okay. So as per our example, two documents will be generated, one for MM and one for finance. So for finance, GRIR account is debited and vendor is credited. Okay. So next step is to do the payment. So payment is same process slash in. I'll go to FBL1N. Let us check the report first. Execute. See here the document type it is generated RE. When I was doing invoice in FB60 transaction code, the invoice it is generated with the document type KR. Now it is generated as RE. That's it. So let us do this payment and we'll close it today. Slash O F-53. F-53 document date reference. So this is our bank details. Amount is 1500 and then here our vendor is 20001. Now click on process open items. See, so this is 1680 rupees. No, okay. So we'll do the partial payment. Now actually we invoice we have raised for 1680 rupees. Now I'm I'm doing the payment for 1500. Now we'll go to partial payment. Double click on this partial 1500 only. We are clearing on this 1680. Okay. Now go to document. See in partial payment what I'm doing. I came to partial payment tab. Double click on it here. In the payment amount, double click on this amount. It will be changed automatically whatever we have entered. Okay. Then go to document and simulate. Click on post. Right. We have done the payment. Now let us see once again this report FBL1N. The partial payment how it got done. See the 1500 rupees KZ document payment we have done 1680 rupees. Still we have to pay him on total 180 rupees. That's it. So this is the process of integration between FICO to MM. Okay.